Good morning. We are live. Yes, we are. We're live. I'm going to get this straightened out here. Alrighty. Today's a Friday. Friday the 20th. September 20th. Another day. And you know, honestly, they just run together, man. All the days kind of run together. That's how I feel. Well, let's see here. Let's look at the weather first. First of all, I don't know what's going on. 33.10. 33.1 baht to the dollar. That's down from 33.41, 33.36. The dollar just keeps getting weaker, which I don't like that. I don't like that. So hopefully it'll get a little bit stronger in the upcoming weeks. Thailand has a few things going on. I don't know what it's going to mean. You never know. But 22 air quality index, which is very nice. It does look like a nice day out today. Kind of hot, 82 degrees, high 91, low of 78. 84 is the feel like temperature. 71% humidity. The dew point is 76, and there is rain forecast, like I said, all through next week. Flooding everywhere. There's flooding all over. There's flooding in Pattaya. There's flooding all over. So, but today, first of all, obviously I'm here at Pacamara, my current favorite place. It's nearby. It has good coffee. The prices are okay. And I like it. Right now I have a dirty coffee. Very dirty. Not bad. Not the best dirty I've ever had, but it's okay. It's decent. I don't even remember the place that was the best dirty. Maybe it was Davin Coffee. I don't know. I'm trying to think about that, but anyway, welcome everybody. Today we're going to talk about saving money abroad, but I got something else that I put this video up, and then I was just looking around and I stumbled upon something. And it's a young guy who was in Indonesia, an American guy. This is the same guy who had the kratom, and I think I saw another video from him about kratom. He was in Krabi, and he was just, loving life because he's, I'm high on kratom. Which I kind of find a little bit humorous, but okay, we're not going to talk about that right now. He was in Indonesia, and he rented a motorbike. Now, he says he never crashed, he didn't hit anything, nothing happened. But what did happen was that the motorbike was not in great shape, so when he got it, it was in poor condition. He didn't photograph it, he didn't do anything. Supposedly, maybe somebody before him crashed it or whatever. He gets back to turn the motorbike in. And the guy says to him, look at this, it's all broken. Everything is kind of smashed up here. What did you do? He said, no, I didn't do anything. Now, they managed to put some of the parts back, but there was one piece missing. And it was all scratched up. So the guy says to him, it's going to cost you 500,000 Indonesian rupiah, which is 32 bucks. Now, instead of, okay, he tried to negotiate. He said, I'll give you 200,000. And the guy's like, no, it's not enough. Now, when you see something like this, okay, granted, it might be a scam, but guess what? You got scammed if it is a scam. because you didn't take any photos of the bike before you took it. You didn't look at the bike well enough. You just got your head up your ass and think everything's going to be copacetic. So they went back and forth a little bit, and the guy said, no, it's got to be $500,000. $32. I mean, I understand $32 is $32. You're going to have to spend the money. You don't want to spend the money. Oh, it's not the money. Well, listen, for this guy, no matter how much money he has, it's the money because the bike is not in the same condition that it once was. And if he needs to get it fixed because you or the person before you or whoever ruined the bike, then you gotta pay. And it's only $32. I mean, I understand, oh, maybe that's a night in a hotel. Okay, great. It's also the guy's piece on a motorcycle. So he starts fighting with the guy. Telling the guy, no, I'm not paying I know you're scamming me. And the guy gets pissed. Now, the guy gets so pissed that in the end, he starts going after the guy. He's trying to punch him. And, he's a little bit older guy. He's, heavy guy. The guy should not be fighting anybody. Really. I mean, he shouldn't be fighting anybody. But okay, he tries to go after him. He hits the kid in the face, and the kid kind of laughs at him because, wasn't a good punch. Good morning, Carlos. How you doing? Soggy bottom boy. Well, hello. Soggy bottom boy. Yeah, the rain just keeps coming, man. It just keeps coming. Slowly but surely, but you know what? It's steady enough where it causes problems. But anyway, this guy, he doesn't want, and now what he starts to do, he starts to tell the guy, you're never getting your money. I'm not giving you any money. Then he goes, let's call the police. Now this is in Lombok. Lombok is an island in Indonesia, and when it's an island, anytime it's an island, you think to yourself, island mafia. You never think, oh, everything's going to be grand, we'll take care of this. No, unless you got big, big money. You don't think that. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. So, the guy is like kind of taunting him a little bit. And the guy goes after him, and they're fighting back and forth. People are getting involved. Now it's a big incident for $32. Which, I mean, listen, it's nothing to sneeze at, but it's not 100, it's not 200, it's not 500. It's 30, like $30, right? It's not much. So, the guy says to him, you gotta pay me or I'm gonna kill you. Now, the kid takes it very personally. Oh, you're gonna kill me. Oh. And he's thinking about, hey, do I have to fight this guy? What's gonna go on? I understand. I've been there. But the money may not be the issue to you, but it may be the issue to him. And maybe it's about pride. And it's about getting what you think you need to get so you can get your motorcycle fixed. And it doesn't matter how much money you have. The guy actually after a while, the guy goes, I run this island, I'm rich. You don't tell me what to do. Now, the smart man understands that sometimes the odds are not in your favor. You can be a jerk and tell the guy, I'm never paying you, and you can do whatever. You can be like that if you want. It's not going to get you anywhere, though, when you're talking about fixing a motorcycle. And so, eventually what he did was the sister got, the woman, it was a sister of this guy who owed the money. She said, listen, I'll just pay him. So she pays him. So now the guy is like, ha, 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 I got your money. Okay, you know, he's like, you said you would never give me the money. Now you're giving me the money. Ah, ha, 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 ha. Right? Okay. But the kid, he's only 20. He's a bit of a knucklehead. He tries to grab the money back. And he, you know, like fakes he's going to grab the money back. And the guy gets pissed, and the guy punches him. And so I looked at the comments at the end, and I listened to the kid towards the end of the video. I actually watched the video. And the kid is saying, well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have done it. And maybe he was wrong. Maybe he was partially wrong. Listen, the bottom line is it doesn't matter who's right or wrong. It's not about winning. It's about getting out of the situation the best that you can. And you know what? That's what getting older has taught me. It's not about winning. You might win the fight and somebody, you know, you walk down the street afterwards, I knocked that guy out. Next thing you know, somebody shoots you in the head. And you don't win. So, you know, this kid is going on. I mean, listen, I kind of got some insight into his personality. He's only 20, and what is that? Normally, you think to yourself, oh, he's a 20-year-old kid. He's not very old. But he said a few things about what happened afterwards that really made me think this kid has no idea what he's doing and no idea about travel. Because, you know, the guy was saying to him, I'm going to get you at the pier. I don't care if you paid me, you didn't pay me, you know, he wanted to go after him. Now, I would say 90% of the time, nobody's going to go after you. The guy don't care that much. I've had guys tell me, you know, listen, I got into a fight, this was about 20 years ago. I was walking from Lumpini Stadium, I had 2 big bags of equipment. I mean, like, big, heavy bags. I'm, like, carrying them, lugging them on. I walk in front of this driveway that's coming out. Guy must not have seen me or something, or maybe he was just like, I'm going, I don't care, and he hit me. You know, he ran into me and tapped me, and I went, oh. I was like, what are you doing? And the guy got out. So he got out, and he was mad. He was mad at me. And I'm like, what are you mad at me for? You're the one who ran into me. So I had already had some problems. This is a long time ago. I had some problems, and I didn't want any more problems. So I was like, nah, it's okay. I'm sorry. I'm backing away. And the guy comes at me. He comes at me. I said, fuck this. Boom, boom. I hit him. He goes down. He gets up. He somehow finds a piece of metal and tries to stab me with the metal. He kicks me. I put my arm up. I think this guy kicks like, you know, like a lady. I'm like, this guy can't kick hard at all. That's what I thought. While I was getting kicked, I thought, this guy can't kick. I hit him again. And then the next thing you know, the cops show up. And he's covered in blood. I'm like, okay. And the cops say to him, you know, what happened? And they're talking to me. And then the lady from Twins, who has now passed on, she walks down the street because she had heard something had happened. She walks down, you know, it's a couple blocks, a block away. She walks down and she said, Scott, what happened? I told her. So she tells the police, you know, my tie was okay, but it wasn't great then, and I was kind of pissed off. And the cop says to me, do you want to file charges? And I said, well, not really, but... And then they said to the guy, do you want to file charges? And he's telling me in front of the cops, he's like, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you. And I thought, this guy's not going to do anything. And so later on, you know, I leave, and I think, is that guy going to do anything? And I went, he's not going to do a damn thing. He doesn't know me. He's not going to find out who I am. He didn't know, you know, he never knew who I was. He wasn't going to find out. And I just thought, it's the end of it. You know, I got lucky in this case, I got lucky. And I think about this guy, the guy saying, oh, I'm going to get you at the pier. I'm going to get you at the pier. He's not going to go to the pier. If he does, there's a lot of people there more than likely nothing's going to happen. Unless maybe he shoots you, and then you're dead, and they don't have to worry about it. So, he goes to the pier. Now, he's like, I'm so scared, I'm so scared. I'm so scared of this guy. I'm going, oh my God. Okay, you're so scared of the guy. Yeah. Now, he's a 20-year-old kid, so you got to cut him a little slack. He says, when I came over, I paid for the nice boat where you had a nice, luxurious boat, which was, I don't know, $30. And he goes, and that's how we got over here. It was really nice and comfortable. He goes, we get there, and this boat that they had was full of people, and there's no air conditioning. And he's like, there were no seats. Cost me $40. $40 a person. And so he's bitching and moaning about, oh, I'm getting wet. Oh, they're trying to save me. And and I just thought to myself, dude, where is your sense of adventure? It's not that far of a, it is not that far to get back to where you had to get to another pier. It wasn't that far. You're bitching about, okay, you get wet. Okay, you get wet. Then you got to go to a hotel and change your clothes. Big deal. What is the problem? He's like, oh, I almost got seasick. And I just thought to myself, he seems like a nice kid. I've seen him in 2 videos now, the Tom video and this video. And he seems like a nice kid. He's got his idea of how the world should be. And, that's how it should be. Everybody should be nice and love each other. And, that's not how it is. You wish it would be that way, but that's not how it is. And so I thought to myself, my God, this kid is entitled. He feels that everything should be his way, in a good way, because this is how I think the world is. And when it's not, he freaks out. He doesn't know what to do. And he did say, I was freaking out back there. I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, well, that is the difference between a man and a boy. A boy has no idea what to do. A man thinks, what are my options here? What am I gonna do? Maybe I should get out of here. Okay, yeah, you gotta get out of here. If the guy's threatening you and he's being an asshole, you need to really think to yourself, okay, maybe I should get out of here. Because maybe it'll be like Koh Tao in Thailand. And, he was going, oh my God, nobody in the Philippines or Thailand has ever treated me that way. And I thought, well, then obviously you haven't been around. You haven't been, it's just anecdotal evidence. That's all it is. Well, exactly, Carlos. He's just, I don't know, I don't really want to call somebody names and say, oh, he should be like this, and he's just some self-entitled, and I don't want to do that. But the truth is that he is. And, it's sad to say, but, I want to write to the guy and just go, hey, listen, dude, I'm old enough to be your grandfather. Listen to what I have to say. Man the fuck up and stop being a pussy. You get into a situation like that, you pay it off and you get out of there right away. You don't start any problems. You don't make one. Because you know what? You never know who somebody is. The guy who's there with his beat up old sandals, his little Timex watch, a shitty, his shitty phone, and he's wearing crappy clothes. That guy might be a multi-millionaire. He might run the show. You don't know. So pay him the fuck off, and you go, I'm very sorry, bye-bye. And you saying sorry, you being nice, does not mean that you are caving into the guy. All it means is that you're doing what you have to do in that situation to get out of there without having any further problems. And who wants problems? Who needs, this guy's, he made a whole video about it. which, you know, maybe he did it on purpose. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think he's that smart where he's going to be making a video about this. And, you know, I looked in the comments, and I'd say probably 90% of the people were like, hey, dude, you had the motorcycle. You gave it back to him. The motorcycle shows damage. The guy wants his money. What's the problem? You know, and at the end of the video, he started going, well, you know, yeah, maybe I was to blame. Maybe I was to blame. Maybe somebody's to blame more than other. And I'm like, listen, that guy ain't to blame. Even if he cheated you, you didn't look at the motorbike. You didn't do your due diligence. You didn't look at it. You didn't take any photos. And you just had a happy time riding around. Woohoo, yeah, yeah, baby. You think everything's grand. And then you go back and you find out, ooh, maybe it's not. You didn't do what you're supposed to do, that's all. Whether the guy did something or not, you can't prove it, you don't know, it's immaterial. You know, so I think you can learn a valuable lesson for that. I gotta look this video up so I can show you guys. Not to get him his views or anything like that, but just to show you. Let me see something here. And you know, the guy's been here to Thailand, like I said. I guess he's back in the Philippines now. This is a kid who said, you know, if you're whatever age you are and you're working and you hate your job, listen, just save up like 10 grand and just say fuck it and hit the road. You can do it. I'm like, okay, I want to see where you are in 5 years or 10 years. Because even I knew when I came to Thailand, I said, I'll be here for a year. I want to see how things go. And then I'll make a determination of what happens. Let me do this here. If I can get it over to you. He's sitting in the corner rocking and crying while sucking his thumb. There is the video. You know, this guy is, you know, and you know, I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't get any girls or people don't like him or anything. I'm not saying any of that. But you know, now I guess he's been traveling for 4 weeks and he's an expert. You know, but to his credit, what he does is he shows, hey, this is what's going on where I am. Which there's nothing wrong with that, you know. So I guess he's in the Philippines. I don't know if he's in the Philippines now or where he is. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter. But there's the video. He says he makes unique Thailand daily vlogs and the adventure never stops. So he makes daily videos. You know, he's the guy, he did the kratom and I talked about it. He was like, oh, I'm so stoned, man, wow. Oh. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, well, I mean, that's really nice. I'm glad that he's nice to people, but that doesn't mean he's a wise man. That doesn't mean he's got any intelligence. You know, and some of it has to do with that he's just a young, dumb kid. You know, and that's what most people are when they're 20 years old. It's good that he's nice to people, and I can appreciate that. What does it identify as? I don't know, man. I don't know if he's into that. I have a feeling he might be like the kind of guy that's like, hey, you know, if you want to be called a them, you can be called a them. I don't know. It's just my thinking that maybe that's how he thinks. I don't really know. It doesn't really matter. But, you know, he did the thing about the kratom, and he was talking about how, you know, I'm so high, man. Wow, look. And listen, we have, I've said it many times, we have kratom trees down on my wife's land. Now, when I was down there, I had leaves. I ate some of the leaves to try it out, and I was like, damn, this is pretty good. Did not get me high as a kite, though. But then I drank the tea, and I was like, oh, okay. And what I can say is if you drink a lot of the tea, you won't be stoned out of your gourd where you're like, oh, wow, man. It's not like that. It's not like you smoke a big fat doobie of some really good weed. It's nothing like that. But you will feel it a little bit. But you're not, I mean, you know, I just thought, oh, God. And so I had to say something about it. I said something about it back, you know, I don't know when it was. I'm trying to look at his thing and see if I see it. Oh, here it is. Drinking magic potion on Krabi, Thailand beach. Magic potion. Now, I don't know if he knows it or not. He might have been drinking kratom with cough syrup in it, which will get you a little bit high. So, anyway, I got some shit he can smoke, and he will see what high really is. Exactly. This is what I mean. You know, some people, their tolerance is much, much lower. And, you know, it's like they drink a beer and they're like, wow, man, this is the best. So, anyway, good for him. He got out of the situation unscathed, apparently. And, you know, I don't even know Chocolate Man. I don't even care. All I got to say is this. There are a few YouTubers that I know about that I respect. The guys who come over here and they're here for 6 months, they're here for 6 weeks, they're here for a year or two. I mean, I understand they have their place on YouTube, and, you know, some of them are quite good at it. And, you know, I understand all that. That's fine. That doesn't mean that they're all that experienced in Thailand. They don't know all that much about Thailand or other places, Cambodia, Myanmar. I'd say they're probably a little bit limited in their knowledge. And that's the only thing that I think about. I don't really think about anything else. You know, it's some people, you know, they come here for 2 years and they're sharp and they get it and they really know the scene and they speak good Thai, and, you know, I mean, everybody's different. Okay. So he's got experience. He's got some experience here. That's a good thing. But I know some people who have been here 2 or 3 years and they're still getting ripped off. You know, I mean, I see people all the time on YouTube. Oh, I got taken. My girl took me. And, you know, how can I say this? Some people are idiots and some people are not. Now, I am getting ready to go to Suratani in 4 days. And we have looked at some places to stay in Da Nang, and it looks like we found a place. I need to email the lady today, and then we're gonna have to maybe make a payment. Well, thank you. We're gonna have to make a payment, and then we'll go down to Da Nang and we'll do our thing, and I will try to stream from Da Nang at least twice. Probably twice. And maybe I'll make some videos and, you know, stuff. And the same with Suratani. Suratani is boring. Where we are, it's boring. It's out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, you know, some of you guys have seen it before. You know, it's like one road, one two-laned road goes in and out of where we live. And it's a little house, which now has a new roof, apparently. And it's starting to look better, I guess. I don't know. Well, I'll see when we get there. It has a lot of fruit and vegetable on the property, and then all around are rubber trees, palm trees, banana trees. That's all that it is. And you know, if you want something to eat, like you want to get some food, you have to go like, you know, a kilometer down the road for like, I mean, like 2 or 3 places that you can buy food from. I'm talking about food that's already made. Right across the street and over a little bit, just down, you know, like 2 minutes, there's a little market, and the lady has stuff, you know, like sodas and potato chips and junk. But that's all that there is in the neighborhood. So hopefully I'll bring some stuff down there, and that's what I'll eat most of the time. I don't know, you know. I mean, I'll just tell my wife to make me some eggs. You know, we'll see. But it should be fun. All right. So, Vietnam should be a lot of fun. Because the places that I went in Vietnam before, Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi were okay. They were nice, but there's so many people there. It's so overrun, and there's so many tourists. And I think Da Nang's going to have a lot of tourists, honestly. So I don't know how I'm going to like it. We'll see. Chocolate Man is a cool dude. He approaches his stream with a more fast-paced and racy pace. More on the ladies and massages. Each streamer has their version of what's on it. Well, I mean, you know, I'm in a different place than I guess than he is. I mean, you know, listen, when I was young, you know, my life was going out, hitting any kind of place where there were women, having fun, you know, maybe hooking up with them. And then, you know, like at night, going out, going to the clubs, seeing what I could get, seeing what I could find, you know, seeing what kind of fun I could have. And, you know, with the massages, I mean, listen, I went to all the massage bars. I'm talking about, you know, places like Poseidon, Cleopatra, New Cleopatra. I mean, you know, all these kind of places. Places I don't even know the names of. I used to do that when I was younger, you know, but, you know, you get married, you have kids. And, you know, the thing is I saw somebody the other day, or yesterday, talking about how, oh my God, nobody should get married. Oh, what a... Listen, that's such horseshit. If you want to get married, that's fine. You don't want to get married, don't get married. That's fine. But don't say one is better than the other. They both have their advantages and disadvantages. You know, I mean, listen, if I told my wife I want to go out and screw all kinds of girls, she'd go, okay, well then finish with me. That's what she would say. But I've already done that. I mean, you know, listen, I don't even want to talk about that, but the numbers that I'm talking about are so high that most of you could never even dream of screwing that many women. And, you know, after a while, it's not as fun. You want to be with somebody who's your friend, who has your back, who's good to you, who knows you, you know. But I understand guys don't want to get married. I understand that too. I like the easy, laid-back temples and farmland type coverage, not into the uncle in the barn screwing a goat kind of thing. Uncle in the barn. Oh my God, screwing a goat. Well, hopefully none of you are screwing goats. You know, but I mean, listen, I don't do quite as much as I used to, but I can tell you that in the future I will be doing a little bit more than I'm doing now, which is just sitting here talking about things. I do have some things planned, but it's really probably next year. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's just like, he comes over here and he's like, maybe something's wrong with him. Oh God, where's Dallo when you need him? Dallo, if you're listening, You can always get on a boat and come on over here. You can always get on the SkyTrain, come on over here and visit me. I'm not going to be here after the 24th, so your time is limited, buddy. You got 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and that's it. You got 3 days. So, but we should have some fun. There's going to be 5 of us in the group that we're with. It'll be me, my 2 kids, my wife, and my buddy. And it should be a lot of fun because we all, like, my wife knows Vietnam, I know Vietnam, my friend knows Vietnam. The kids don't know Vietnam, but you know, they'll just be like, wow. Do you know why the uncle screws the goat on the edge of a cliff? So the goat pushed back. All right. Very good. Very interesting. All right, we'll get back to talking about whatever in a little bit, but I just want to talk about some things that, some ways that you can save some money. Oh, you know what? Let me see here. Oh, it's on the other one. Okay. That you can save some money here if I can find it. What happened to it? Let's see here. Stages to moving abroad. There are quite a few ways that you can save money by moving abroad. Let me see if I can find it real quick here. Listen, everybody has their quirks, man. Everybody has their quirks. All right, you know, I'm not finding this right now. Let's see here. Give me one more second here. I had everything all out in the open so I could see it. Now I can't find it. I'm going to find it though. Here we go. Okay, one of the ways that you can save money, if you're going to rent a place, generally rents in, say, Southeast Asia or wherever you might go, outside of the United States are generally quite a bit lower. The baseline in many countries doesn't come close to touching the United States. Spain, Portugal, Mexico, Thailand, all these places you can save money. I mean, listen, we pay $200 a month and we have a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house. Now, we don't own the house. If we wanted to buy a house, the house that we want, it's going to cost about $1,000 to $1,200 a month to pay the mortgage because we don't have quite 7 million baht. And I don't like that. But I do like the house. The house is very nice. Wouldn't be bad to live in the house. But you know, sometimes you gotta pay. And you know, if we don't have any debt and the only thing that we are paying for, the only debt we have is a house, that's pretty good. I think that goes a long way. So you can save money on your rent. That's the first thing. It's far more affordable than in many places than buying property, and you can find great deals, especially if you're not in a major city. I mean, listen, I'm in Bangkok, and I'll tell you what, I mean, our house ain't perfect, and it's a little older, but $200 a month, I mean, come on. that's dirt cheap. Okay. It depends. Depends on if they're an old house or a new house. You know, if they're a new house, then they will go up, and if the area things have gone up, then they're gonna go up, and you know, you'll be fine. But if it's an older house, and that's why we saw an older house in our village, and it was only like I think it was 2 million baht, something 2.2 or something like that. It was cheap. And they renovated the place, everything was pretty much new. However, the electric and the plumbing was not new. And I'm like, how old is this house? 30 years old. Okay, so we get in there, we live another 25 years. By the time the kids get it, it's 50 to 60 years old, this house. I'm like, I don't think it's a bargain. So we didn't buy it. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. Buying from the ground up might be the better way to go. All right. Another way to save in Southeast Asia, I know, and in many other parts of the world, if you are an expat, is on healthcare. Americans spend an average of $13,439 per capita on healthcare each year, a figure most people in the world can't fathom. Whether you pay out of pocket, choose a local private insurance provider, or opt for public care, it's hard to spend more than we do in the United States. Now, what's funny is the United States is in the top 10 of places as far as higher cost for healthcare. They're in the top 10, and yet the age that we live to is going down. Why is that? Why is it not going up? It costs us so much money. You know, so I don't know that the value is there. You come to Thailand, listen, you know, the value is here. You know, you really do get a much better value for your money for healthcare. And most of the time, if you don't have anything, I mean, really serious happen to you, you know, you might pay a couple $100,000 at most, you know, which is not much. I mean, my hip was $10,000. Now, what would a hip surgery, let me see here. You know, I'm going to look on, let me see here. Okay. Whew. Average cost of a total hip replacement ranges from $30,000 to $50,000. Unbelievable. Even with insurance, you're going to pay $3,000 to $5,000. So there you go. Quite a bit. So healthcare is a big one. Rent, healthcare. Let's see here. Let me see this here. Where is it now? Transportation. Public transportation will save you money in other parts of the world outside of the United States. Here in Thailand, I mean, let's just face it. I mean, you know, I don't have to have a car here. I don't have to have a motorcycle. I am thinking thinking really hard now. The most I've ever thought about it, which I always think about things that are big ticket items. I always think about them for quite some time before I end up pulling the trigger. But I am thinking about a motorbike. I am thinking about a car. I am thinking, you know, maybe, you know, I need to put because I don't want to buy a car if I can't pay for it in cash. A house, okay, I'd like to pay in cash, but unless I'm living somewhere like in the South or something like that, I'm not going to be able to pay for a house in cash. So that's something else. You know, you don't have to own a car. You don't have to pay for fuel and insurance and maintenance costs. You don't have to pay all those things. You come here or somewhere else. It could be Ecuador. Depends on what Portugal. It could be one of these places. You gotta see where you go. What is the public transportation like? And you can save quite a bit of money. You know, gas might be cheaper in the United States, but driving is often a necessity in the United States, whereas in other parts of the world it is not. And many towns offer free or reduced public transportation to residents. What is this here? There are a few on YouTube who own cars and do a lot of travel around the countries. Well, you know, I've been to a lot of countries. I haven't owned a car since I was in the United States, and you know, I haven't really needed one. Now I'm starting to think it would be good just to have one, and then have a motorcycle just for some quick jaunts around town. You know, I don't have to have it though. So, you know, I'm starting to get to that point, but I am getting older, and I'm like, listen, if I went down on a motorcycle now, I'd be screwed. But I'm also thinking, what's the chance of me going down? Probably not all that much, because I don't drive like I used to. Okay. Let's see another one here. Food. Food. Food is one way that you can save. A big way that you can save. No, I mean, listen, transportation just about anywhere in Thailand. You can get around by public transportation. I've done it. I'm here to tell you. You're somewhere, you go, oh, do they have any Songtao? Oh yeah, you gotta go to the Songtao station. Okay, so how do I get there? Oh, you take a motorbike there for 20 baht. Okay. You can take a Songtao. You can take a motorbike. You can take a bus. There's all kinds of ways to get around. And, you know, most of the time they're not that bad. You know, I mean, most of the time I've kind of grown to like them. I get into a rotu, a minivan. Sometimes what I do is I just pay for the whole front row. If it's like, oh, it's 70 baht. Okay, well, let me pay 210 baht. And I got the whole front row to myself. I just lay there, got my feet up. Nobody can sit there. It's great. Hey, folks, hit the like and subscribe button. It will go a long way to help keep the word out about many topics covered on the stream. Yes, it will. It will definitely help. And do me a favor, hit the thumbs up once again. Hit the thumbs up, hit subscribe. Look down below in the description all the ways that you can help. There's social media down there. Also Wise. I really like Wise. And I'm going to see how things are when I go back to the States. Right before I go back to the States, I'm going to see what's going on with Wise, and I'm going to make some decisions. But anyway, all right, so that's what is that? 3? Food, what did we say? Food, rent, healthcare, transportation, that's 4. What is this guy doing? He's like walking back and forth in the coffee shop. He's going, I don't know. He's walking back and forth. Whatever, as long as he's not hurting anybody, nobody should care. One other thing. If by chance you can go to college in another country, there are only 2 countries, Singapore and Australia, that cost more than the United States. Many countries offer free or low-cost options, and some even have programs in English. There you go. I mean, you know, you got some Argentina, Austria, Brazil, China, Czech Republic, which is beautiful, Denmark. What's the deal for Denmark? Got EU citizenship. Denmark's got your college tuition covered. Egypt, no thank you. Finland, Greece, France. If you're part of the EU. Oh, she's beautiful. Germany. Wow, Germany is committed to the well-being of all nations. That's why it offers free college education to all countries. Yes, you can take classes in English. I did not know that. Maybe I should move to Germany. I said, wait a minute, I don't need to get a degree. What is this here? Iceland, no thank you. India, no thank you. Italy, Kenya, Luxembourg. What's the deal with Luxembourg? Oh wow, one of the smaller European nations, Luxembourg, invites international students from around the world to accept their offer of free college. You can even study in English while you're here. Malaysia. All right, you gotta pay. Mexico. Expect to pay $400 to $16,000 for your tuition in Mexico. Norway, Panama, Poland, Slovenia. Let's see if they put Thailand in here. South Africa, Spain. Spain offers free college for EU citizens. Sweden, Taiwan, Thailand. Okay, so they do have Thailand in here. Universities located in Chiang Mai, Bangkok, and other cities are admitting American expats every year. Tuition rates vary widely, ranging from $1,600 to $27,000, still less than many top dollar U.S. institutions. Ramkhamhaeng University has a Thai course, and I don't know how much it was, but it was pretty cheap. Turkey, Uruguay, and Uruguay. If you've got citizenship in Turkey, you have free access to higher education. Well, that's not for expats, but okay. All right, so that's another one. Now let me see here. Taxes. Many countries do not charge you taxes. Now Thailand does. Some have reduced or zero income tax, inheritance tax, property tax, corporate tax, or other incentives. Some of the most popular are Bermuda, UAE, no thank you, Monaco, the Bahamas, probably not, Panama, and Ireland. All right, so what's that? Let me see here. We got college, health care, transportation, rent, taxes, food. That's 6. Okay, let me see this here. Definitely if you're eating local, it's much cheaper than, in most cases, it's much cheaper than eating at Western style establishments. Hey, Sammy. Hey, Sammy. Okay, here, let's see here. I'm not getting this, but all right, let's go here. Less consumerism. I would think, what does this say? Best, coolest dad in Asia, we don't deserve it. How's it going today, Scott? What you drinking? I'm drinking a dirty coffee. It's almost finished. Dirty. Let's see here. So what was I saying? Less consumerism. The biggest opportunity to reduce your cost of living is less consumerism. We are heading back to Barbados in February, then to Trinidad, and then to the U.S. Wow. Barbados, cool. I have been to Trinidad one time for one day, but I've been there. And it was quite good, quite nice. Not often. I almost never see garage sales. What they do is they start up stores where they're selling all their shit, you know. Now, something very interesting. Here it is. It must be 10 o'clock, 9:45. Thank you. Music starts every day at 9:45. I should know this by now. Oh, man. Something you may not know. Thailand, let me see here. I want to see what the percentage is. Oh, this is only for the U.S. Let me see here. Very hard to find this out. Okay, let's see here. Here in Thailand, you can pay 0 to 35% in taxes. But, you know, back a few years ago, who's listening to this? Are they trying to fire? I don't know. I don't even know what they're saying. I haven't ever listened to it. But maybe they're trying to fire up the employees. Hey, come on. Sell, sell, sell. Thailand. 2035.7. What is that? Corporate tax is 20%. Capital gains is 7%, and it goes up to 35%. All right, I'm not going to try to find this. It's too difficult. What I wanted to say is, oh, you have to pay for this. Holy shit. Let me see. Do I? Oh, let's double check here and see. Can't open it up. All right. There was a time where approximately 3% of people in Thailand working paid taxes. 3%. Now it is up to 11%. There's a lot of secondhand markets, and they're in markets and flea markets. They're in little shops. They're like everywhere, man. I mean, you know, you can find them everywhere. You can look on Facebook. You can look everywhere. You know, it used to be that a lot of foreigners sold on eBay. Now eBay, they use some payment system that's kind of weird. They used to take PayPal. Now they don't take PayPal. They use Payoneer. Payoneer sucks, man. Anybody who knows Payoneer, they know that Payoneer is just horrible. I never have liked them, and I got paid. I had to do this has to be 3-4 years ago. This Turkish television show. They saw what was happening with one of the soldiers who had started shooting people up here. So they wanted the breakdown. I thought, oh, I gotta go there. They're like, no, you don't have to go there. All we want is a little, you just tell what's going on there from where you are. Nobody cares where you are. I was like, oh, okay. So I sat there for like 3 minutes, and then they're like, okay, you're live. And I had to just go, oh, so yeah, this place is, I don't even remember where it was. I had to tell them about where it was and what kind of place it was. It took me like a minute, $250. Then they said, would you like to come back? I said, sure. Another $250. So I came back again. They said, this time wear a nicer shirt. I said, okay. I didn't even think about it. I didn't know, you know, for whatever reason. So I wore a nicer shirt and went back, did my little bit. I didn't think I did very good, but, you know, I was like, okay. I think I still have them somewhere, copies of them. I did it. Boom, another $250. I was like, 500 bucks for like 2 minutes. I was like, yeah, that was great. So anyway, I don't know how I got on that, but where am I? The consumerism. People in every country spend money on products they don't need, but the U.S. does it on steroids. You have a smaller car, a smaller house, and possibly a more meaningful life. There's less natural impetus to fill it with retail therapy. I don't feel that. I mean, I see like, oh, so-and-so's got this new Apple. Okay, great. Pretty soon it won't be new. It's not a big deal. You know, I don't really feel that. I don't feel that here. So the consumerism here, you save money. I got paid with Payoneer, which sucked. It was terrible. They were like, oh, we have to verify you. We have to do this. We have to do that. I said, listen, I already had my account for a long time. Why do you have to re-verify me? Oh, that's what we do. Okay, fine. Finally, I got my money, but it took me a couple of days before I got my money. I was like, this sucks. And so, I think my wife has it. But I'm like, I got like some Olympic pins. Some of them, like I bought for like $2, and now they're worth like $25. And I'm like, man, I like to get rid of these because I don't really want them. I don't really care about them. But like I don't want to sell through eBay. It means, okay, I can go on Facebook. There's a few other places I can go, and I'm like, I just save them. All right, entertainment. You can save money on your entertainment. Now, let me see something here. Yes, you can save on your entertainment. Scott, we were talking about saving money. You talked about it before. Since I'm going to the grocery store, can you tell us... Oh, shit. Can you tell us what your weekly grocery shopping is like? I spend too much money. That's what it's like. Seriously. Today, I'm going to go, and I don't really want to spend much, so I'm going to get some butter. And I don't know, maybe some cheese, maybe some bacon, and that's it. Yesterday I went and I spent 1,500 baht, which is like 50 bucks. I do that like 3-4 times a week, and sometimes I'm spending 150 bucks. But we do have 4 people living in the house now, so it costs. I have 5 places I like buy stuff. Amazon for foreign goods, wholesale shop for cheap foreign goods, local for veggies, fruit shop for drinks, egg, rice. Yeah, I have a place down the street from my house. The guy delivers. He sells us 4 packs of water for a loaf of bread, a container of milk, and a stick of butter. He sells us 4 packs of water. There's 12 water bottles in the pack for 100 baht. So they're $25 a pack, 25 baht a pack, which is dirt cheap. Because maybe you can get them for 50 baht, sometimes 60 baht, sometimes 40 baht, but you're not going to get them for 25 baht. So he's got this brand that the water's fine, and we save a lot of money with that now. Okay. Digital nomad lifestyle. If you work remotely or have passive income, moving abroad can reduce expenses without affecting your income, allowing for greater financial freedom and savings. Simpler lifestyle. Adopting a more minimalist, laid-back lifestyle can naturally reduce expenses as there's less pressure to keep up with consumer trends or the high-cost living standards of Western countries. Definitely. I try to buy the heavy stuff that can throw in the pantry or freezer every 3 months or so. So it's not every week for that stuff, but fresh stuff like that's every week. Yeah, I mean, listen. Yesterday I bought 5 liters of milk, 225 baht. That milk will be gone in about 4 days, maybe 3. I mean, you know, it's like, I wonder where it goes, because I don't drink very much milk. My wife doesn't drink milk. It's the boys. They drink just an insane amount of milk. And I'm like, listen, milk is for babies. You don't need milk. Yeah. That's the thing. You gotta get the people that will deliver it to you. That's where you buy it from. Listen, lately I've been buying things from Shopee. Just little things. You know, they cost no more. I don't want to spend more than about 350 baht. That's about 10 bucks. But I buy all kinds of things from Shopee. See, here in Thailand, delivery, if you're buying groceries, it's peanuts, man. It costs you $1.50 for delivery. You know, $1.50, maybe $2. So, you know, if you pay anything more, it's just a tiny little bit more, and then you don't have to go to the grocery. So it's great, you know. I like that. All right, anyway, let's see here. Services. It's not just healthcare. Other services are also priced much less in other countries, as the wages and cost of living are lower. This applies to services like home and car repair, vet care, language tutoring. I don't know about language tutoring, but my favorite is beauty services. This is written by a chick. I love being able to have my hair dyed professionally. My wife does it by herself. It costs like $5. And get manicures, pedicures, and eyelash extensions. It's a big quality of life improvement for me that also allows me to support small local businesses. Now, what I will say about this is Scotty gets mani-pedis. He gets a foot spa, which means they scrub my feet, they clip my nails, they do my nails really nice, and they put this, what is it called? I don't know, they put this solution on the bottom of my feet, and then they put cotton pads on top of it, and they let it sit there for 5 minutes, and then they peel the stuff off and they just scrub off the dead skin. It takes the dead skin off your feet. Yes, but they've done it where they scraped it off with a really sharp razor, and you don't really feel it because it's only getting the top part. I don't like that one very much. I like the one where they put the solution on your feet and the stuff just falls right off. It's great. And then they clip my nails. Then they do my fingers. That's about doing a mani-pedi will cost you about 700 baht. Mani-pedi with the foot spa, 700 baht, and you give them a 100 baht tip. 800 baht. So 25 bucks. About 25 bucks, 24.50 or something like that. So for that, they do that. Now, something else you can factor in is a massage, which I should start doing. Like 2 massages a week or something. I should do that. That would be about, we'll say 500 baht with the tip, 500-600 baht. So that's about 2,400 a month. That's about 75 bucks. And that's 8 massages a month, which is pretty damn good. Now, let me see here. Entertainment. I said entertainment. I never got into it. Sometimes there are free cultural events. There are cheap movies. I can tell you, you go to the movie theater on a Wednesday at Major. It's 139 baht for the ticket, which is about $4. All right, so far it's been college, healthcare, rent, transportation, taxes, food, services, entertainment, consumerism, and the digital lifestyle that helps you save, and also just having a simpler, more minimalistic lifestyle, which you should know about being in Japan. That can help reduce your spending. I don't spend a whole lot. I mean, I come here and I spend some money on coffee. I spent 125 baht on this today. 125 baht. Well, you know, I'm not a single man. I don't need to spend for Boom Boom. But if anybody wants that, well, that can add quite a bit to the budget, depending on what kind of girl you got. If you got a, you know, high-end girl, it's gonna cost you, baby. I cannot see spending that much money. I don't care what the girl looks like. I just can't see spending like 10,000 baht on a chick just to get in her pants. I mean, I know some of them, you know, they detach and they don't feel anything, but some of them do. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're feeling, I'm feeling, we both feeling good. Why do I have to pay for it? I mean, in my head, that's kind of how I think, but that's obviously, you know, it's a business. So, you gotta pay. You wanna play, you gotta pay. Let's see here, what else? Let me go on here. Oh, the exchange rate. Yeah, that falls under entertainment. I don't spend a whole lot on entertainment. Honestly, I don't. I might spend 500 baht a week. I mean, I spend like nothing. I spend most of my money on food, coffee, and the household expenses, and that's it. That's about it. The exchange rate. Now, this one can definitely go both ways, and we're seeing that now. 33.10. Jesus Christ. If you're able to be smart about it when you exchange money, you can benefit tremendously from favorable exchange rates. Obviously. As an example, if rent was 1,550 baht, it wouldn't be 1,550 baht, 15,550 baht, and the exchange rate, you're getting more for your money. It could go down to where you're paying 12,500. You could save 2,000. Like I said, just a few months ago, it was 37 plus to the dollar. So if I took out $2,000, it's 74,000 baht. Now, it's not even 34. It's 33.1. That means it's only 66,200 compared to 74,000. That's more than a 10% loss. That's about 11% loss on your money. That's a lot. That's why I don't want it to go down anymore. I want them to, and you know, Thailand has been talking about propping up the dollar so that the baht is, the baht goes up against the dollar. They're propping they're doing it with the baht, but it will affect things. And you know, they just reduced the Fed. They just reduced the Fed by 0.5%. So that's 12 things right there. The exchange rate, consumerism, entertainment, services, food, taxes, transportation, rent, health care, college, a simpler lifestyle, and a digital lifestyle. That's 12 things right there. Now, if you want to save even more, you don't live in areas where it's big city. It's considered big city. It's considered touristy. Now, I have another thing here, and it says if you don't live somewhere like, it says living in non-touristy areas like Chiang Mai, Udon Thani, or rural provinces. I got news for you. Chiang Mai is a tourist area. The thing is that Chiang Mai is big. Chiang Rai, Chiang Mai, okay, that area is big. I don't want to live there. I know it's cheaper, it's a little bit cheaper, but I don't want to live there just because I don't want to have to deal with the burning season. Now, somewhere like Phuket, it's expensive. Bangkok, it may be more expensive, but a lot of times you're getting a better value for the money that you're spending. Not always, but sometimes you are. So, you got to think about that. Oh, what is this? I have no idea what that is, and I don't care, honestly. No idea. So that's 12 things plus. Is electricity cheaper? Generally, I would say no. But, you know, it really depends on where you're living and how many air conditioners you have in your place. What kind of electrical outlets and kind of appliances that you're using. But let me see here. I don't know if they're different. I don't think they're a whole lot different. Yeah, you see, it seems that they seem to be the same rates wherever you are. But they do adjust periodically. The government adjusts them. They were adjusted to 4.18 satang or baht per kilowatt. Decrease of 50 satang. Government electric rate in Thailand is the same as I pay in the States. Listen, we pay, I've talked about it before, we pay more than $200 a month for electricity. We pay more for our generally we pay more for our electricity than we pay for rent. And there's a reason for it. It gets really, really hot here, and we don't want to just turn on the fans and have things blowing all over the place and not be all that cool anyway. Sometimes we are, but, you know, it's not just the air conditioner, although that does have a, you know, it has a significant factor, but I mean, we have two refrigerators. We have, like, I don't even know how many computers we have. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 computers in our house, including laptops. Do you ever go back to America? Yes, I do. I just went last year. Usually I go about every 2 years. And we stop somewhere in Europe or wherever else, just to go somewhere different, which we're gonna do again next year. We're gonna do the same thing. So, there you go. You know, I mean, and not only that, we have, let's see here, we have a TV, And I can't say we use a lot for the TV because we don't really have the TV on all that much. Cambodia is a cheap place other than the electric rate. It's like twice the government. Yeah, I mean, listen. I will say this. If you're single and you want to live in Cambodia and you want to stay single, okay, it's probably good. It's probably good for you. You don't have any serious medical conditions. It's probably a good place for you. If you're married and you got kids, you're looking for somewhere cheaper, or if you're just a guy and you got a girlfriend or something like that, I wouldn't live in Cambodia, man. And I like Cambodia a lot. I like the people. I think they're very nice. But there's some things there I just don't want to deal with. I don't like the fact that Phnom Penh, everywhere you go in Phnom Penh, man, just about everywhere, there's traffic up the yin yang. Yeah, Charity, I forgot about Charity. You got to think about that. I didn't see that because I was too busy looking at Boom Boom. Everybody wants to Boom Boom. Hey, smash that like button, please. I would appreciate it. Check down there and look at the Cash App at the sponsor me on YouTube. Oh yeah, $1.99. Buy me a coffee. Get my American in Bangkok merchandise right down below the video window. Become a Patreon patron. Get one of my books. Visit my website at anamericaninbangkok.com. Get something from Amazon. Use Wise. Wise is very good. And look at social media. All right, Carlos, take it easy. Now they're talking about raising the minimum wage to about 400 baht a day. But I think some of them are making more than that. They're making 15,000 to 20,000. I mean, in the coffee shops, you know. I got no idea, man. No idea who you're talking about. Oh, it's dirt cheap, man, and it depends because I don't know how much they're working. Sometimes they're going to work 10 hours. So if it was 400 baht, they're making 40 baht an hour, which is, you know, $1.20 or something like that. They don't make much. But here's the thing, because I had a guy who wrote me, and he was talking about how Thais generally don't pay taxes. Only 11% of Thais working out of 67 million pay taxes. And, you know, I was talking to a girl in my yoga class yesterday, and I asked her, I said, she's a teacher. She teaches online. I said, do you pay taxes? She said, no. I said, why not? She said, well, you know, she didn't really tell me, but I'm like, so you're cheating the tax man? She's like, oh, well, you know, no, I'm not cheating them, but, and I was like, well, yeah, you are. You're cheating them. And she's like, no, I'm not cheating them. And I'm like, well, you are. In a way you are. But, okay, I get it. You know, it's like whenever they don't see a formal business, you don't have to tell them what you're earning. They got to find it out from you. That's how the Thais think. Like to work at McDonald's in Japan, it's 1,200 yen an hour. A drink in the shop is 100 yen. So even though conversion rate is different, I just say $1 Japan to make it easy. Okay. I mean, 7-Eleven, McDonald's, KFC, they all make shit. They don't make much money. I understand that. And this is Bangkok. If they raise the fee here to 400 baht, it's only, maybe it's 340, 350 baht in other regions, in other provinces. You know, they're not going to spend the same as in Bangkok, because in Bangkok everything costs a little more, and you have to take that into consideration. But here's the thing. Almost 50% of people in Thailand that work are middle class to high class. Almost 50%. That leaves 50% who are earning a low wage or a poverty wage. You know, they're barely getting by. I mean, listen, there's girls, they're making 12,000, 15,000 baht, 10,000 baht. Maybe they live with their boyfriend and their boyfriend's making 15,000. So together, they can live pretty comfortably. You know, I mean, fairly comfortably. They can't go out and splurge all the time, but, you know, an exchange rate for yen to dollar is so different, it's not good to compare them because the cost of living in Japan is significantly cheaper than America. Cheaper than America. I thought Tokyo was the second most expensive place on the planet. Dude, why are you asking me all these questions? No, I'm not an English teacher. Oh, just to make it easier for yourself. Well, I mean, I do that too sometimes. I just factor, you know, 33, 35, whatever it is, you know, to the dollar. Maybe it's 34.5, but I go, 35, just to figure it out. Yeah, I would imagine, and that's kind of how it is here. I mean, I wouldn't need to spend a bundle of money if I was living in Sortani, where my wife is from. However, you're not going to be doing the same things. I mean, you know, in her little village, there are no coffee shops. Now, there used to be one near the temple, which is a ways down from the village, but that coffee shop, I don't think it's even there anymore. And I mean, you know, it was like, 40 baht for a coffee or something like that. If you want to be lazy and live in a big place, then yeah, Tokyo is expensive. You can live cheap in Tokyo, but you got to put in the work. Yeah, I'm sure you got it down, Sammy. I mean, you know, I've got it wired here where I don't have to pay more than I have to. And I like that. You know, my wife knows where to go shopping. I know where to go shopping. I know where to get cheap things. I know where to get things that are of value. And I know sometimes I'm paying more money, but it's closer. I don't want to pay more money, but I'll pay a little bit more money if the place is closer, if it's more convenient. I don't want to go to Macro to get something sometimes. I'm going to go to Macro and I'm going to shop at Foodland. I'm going to shop at Fresh. I don't want to go to 3 or 4 different places. I want to go to one place. And if I spend $10 more, $15 more, that's fine with me. Living in an older building in the shit area is cheaper. Shopping at the cheaper supermarkets from the center is cheaper. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could do that if I really wanted. There are some places I can go. And I mean, like, sometimes I go and buy eggs at the market. Now, eggs at the market, I buy 10 eggs for 50 baht, right? You want to buy 12 eggs here, it might be 99 baht. It might be 79 baht. Depends on the size of the eggs, but I get the extra large eggs. They're 50 baht. And I walk down to the market. It doesn't cost me anything to go down there. I just take a little walk and go down there. You know, just to save a little bit of money. But you got to actually think and put in the energy, being consistent what you want. Most idiots are on autopilot. Yeah. Or, you know, they just live in one area and they go, well, I could go to 7-Eleven. I know guys that they do all their shopping at 7-Eleven. Jono and Billy. Although Jono goes to some grocery stores, but, you know, I mean, a lot of them, they just basically go to, I don't mean to be picky on them. They go to 7-Eleven to get the things that they want. You know, and it's like, why would you go to 7-Eleven? 7-Eleven has very few things that I look at and go, wow, I want to get that from 7-Eleven. I mean, they have boiled eggs. They have bananas. They got some chocolate, dark chocolate, if you want to get dark chocolate. You know, they have a few things. But other than junk, what do I want to get from 7-Eleven? I mean, they have water, they have cosmetics, they have batteries, and things like that. But other than that, really, I mean, you know, you can go to 7-Eleven. Listen, I went to, where was it the other day that I went? Oh, well, I'm not going to talk about that, but I had to get some batteries from 7-Eleven because I forgot to get batteries at the grocery store. Now, I know we're going to pay more money at 7-Eleven. You're going to pay a few baht more than you would at the grocery. But I told my kids, I said, listen, I told one of my kids, I said, go down there, walk down there, go to 7-Eleven, give me my batteries, all right? I'll buy you something, you know, I'll buy you a drink or something. Okay. That's fine. You know, I'm always trying to save money, Sam, and you know what it is most of the time I don't save. And I'm getting my Social Security in a couple of months, and I'm like, you know what? Then I'll be able to save some money. I'll have a lot more money, a fair bit more money, and I'll be able to save maybe $500 to $1,000 a month. So, you know, that's good for me. But, you know, I've had 2 kids. When you have 2 kids and you're growing up, I mean, the kids always need stuff. Things happen. You know, it's like, oh, you know, Junior just cut his arm. We got to get it all stitched up. Oh, there's $150. No, I don't. That's just savings, like for savings. Savings as in, you know, if I guess, I don't know, I don't really even need that. All I need is investments. And then, you know, need some savings if I need to buy something and you know, like my computer goes out, computer takes a dump. Okay, you know, I got 6 months of money saved up. Okay, here you go. I'm going to go buy myself a computer. I'll build that fund back up again. And then I have more money. But for me, really, it's investments. That's all that I got to think about. For my wife, you know, my wife is still working. She puts money aside in her Providence fund. You know, this fund that you know, it's kind of like, what do you call it? Is it 401k? No. Is it, I forget which one in the United States where you put money aside and then they match it after a certain amount of year. They match. So if she puts in $1,000 a month, they'll put in $1,000 a month. So you're actually saving $2,000 a month, which is fantastic. Which is why I tell her, you got to keep working and working and working and working. Don't worry. You have to keep working. Because she's, you know, she earns that money and they match the money. Not only that, we have investments and stuff like that. So, you know, that's just free money they're giving you, basically. So, but, you know, most of the time, I don't want to spend, I don't want to, you know, that's the thing. I mean, like, okay, to me, going home to see the parents every 2 years, now it's kind of like I feel obligated to do that. Yeah, I mean, my parents are getting older. I want to go see them, so I figure at least every 2 years, maybe even every year soon, I want to go and see them. Now, on the way, I could just get a ticket and go to London, or go to Paris, or go to, you know, Rome or something like that, and I just stop there, go wherever I want for 2 weeks, and then we get back on a plane and we fly to the U.S., spend time there, then come back. Maybe we go somewhere else, and then we come back. So it works good that way, because I get to travel a little bit, and, you know, I don't like getting on a plane all that often. I don't want to have to, you know, constantly be on a plane, which I used to be. How old are you? 62. It's not fun anymore going through airports. You know? It's not as much fun as it used to be. It used to be when I was a kid, you go into the airport, man, you're like, yeah, all right, cool. You know, I'd go onto the plane. Man, I used to go on the planes, and sometimes you just get onto the plane, you know, right? And I would sit in the first class seat. I'd be like, yeah, I belong here. I'd be in a nice, you know, nice jacket. I'd sit there. And sometimes they never said anything. Now, if you try to do that, oh my God, I can't even think of the problems you'd have. But back then, I didn't have any problem. You know, that's 45 years ago. You wouldn't have those. You wouldn't have problems. They didn't check you at every place you went through. Now I wear sandals when I go into and I don't wear a belt when I go through the airport because I don't want to have to take off a belt. I don't want to have to take off my shoes. I just throw them off, boom, walk through. You know, I mean, I may be barefoot, but okay. I don't want to have to, you know, untie my shoes, then tie my shoes, put my socks on. I don't want to have to do all that bullshit. It's bullshit, you know. Good morning there, MGTOW. Good morning, everybody. Sawadee Kap. That's the thing. Travel is not the same as it used to be. You know, yeah, pretty much. I mean, you know, listen, if I'd go in my underwear if they let me. You change your clothes once you go through security? Oh, I don't do that. I'm not that extreme. I don't care what anybody thinks about me anymore. I mean, I've already done the whole travel with a jacket on, travel dress really nice. I've already done that. Oh, hopefully they'll bump me up. You know, I don't generally do that. Yeah, you know, that's what it is. And to me, I'm like, you know what? I hope you treat me like shit. Because if you treat me like shit, because I'm wearing like a shirt that I'm wearing now, and I'm wearing a pair of shorts and some sandals, and you treat me like shit, well, guess what? I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm the one who buys a business class ticket. I'm the one who spends money going all over the world. I'm the one who spends money. I have money. I'm not poor. I'm not rich, but I'm not poor. So you need to treat me well because you treat me like shit, believe me, I won't go back to you. Out of principle. The one place that I can think of that I did that with is Black Canyon Coffee here in Thailand. Black Canyon Coffee, probably, 18 years ago, maybe 20 years ago, my wife and I came to Black Canyon right here in the mall. It's not even there anymore. I don't even know if there is a Black Canyon in the mall. But I went to Black Canyon Coffee with her, and they had great food. I really liked their food, and I was like, awesome. We go in, we are the only people in the place, and there's like 10 people there. You know, they're all walking around, standing around, looking at their phones, whatever. My wife orders, I order. My wife gets her food. She's sitting there, eating. I'm like, oh, my food should be here in a second. Yeah, all right. My food never comes. Finally, I go, what's the deal? You already finished eating. I don't have my food. Where's my food? So I call somebody over, and they go, oh, we forget. I said, how do you forget? You got 10 people, and you got nobody. You don't have to serve anybody. All you have to do is serve us too. And you forgot. I said, just cancel it. That's it, I don't want it. So they canceled it. So I go back home, I'm like, you know what? This is a chain. I'm gonna write somebody. I write to Black Canyon Coffee in the US. They wrote me back and they said, yeah, we've had problems with Thailand. We can't do anything about it because they are in control of the Black Canyon in Thailand. We can't do anything about it. If we say anything, they're just gonna say, yeah. And I just went, are you kidding me? You can't do anything about it? You can't even say, I wasn't even looking for like, oh, give me a free meal. I paid for her meal. I don't want, no, listen, here in Thailand, you write a negative review, they can sue you. And you know, you can have all sorts of problems. Look at there's guys who do that with hotels. And the people at the hotels get pissed off. And they say, oh, this person is, what's the word? Defamation. They're defaming me. Well, just give me the review, Scott. They can't sue me all the way over here. Yeah, well, I mean, that was a long time ago, man. I'm not going to do anything now, you know. But that's what they can do. And people have been sued. Several people have been sued by hotels. Now, one guy was a bit of an asshole. He kind of deserved it, but okay. You know, another guy fell through, I think he was a guy, he fell through the second-story balcony, and he was stuck in the second-story balcony, and he had to get out, and he had all kinds of problems. And he wrote a negative review. He said, listen, you know, it's not safe. And they sued him. Unbelievable. They had to come to an agreement where he retracted his statement, and he, you know, it was just a nightmare. So I just keep my mouth shut here. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to do anything. And that's the thing here. I don't bother nobody. I don't want nobody bothering me. You know, that's very simple. Don't bother me. Leave me alone. If you do bother me, well, depends on who you are and, you know, what the situation is, and we'll see what we can do. But I'm not going to go out of my way to cause more problems for me. You know what I mean? I'm just, hey, you know what? I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want nobody to hurt me. I don't really care. You know, just, whatever, leave me alone. You know, yeah, I don't want the hassle. And I've been talking to people who are older than me lately, several people, and they all have the same opinion. Listen, when you get to be older, what does it matter? That's what I'm talking about, that kid this morning. He's worried about 30 bucks. I understand, it's 30 bucks. That might be a lot of your budget. I understand. But guess what? It's in your budget for a reason. You got to spend money for a reason. You always have to spend. So if you got to spend 32 bucks to keep this asshole happy, and you get to go on your merry way doing whatever you want afterwards, that's a lot better than going to jail or getting beat up or whatever it might be. For 30 bucks. That's why if you want to get a taxi, and you get into a taxi here and they want to charge you money, you go, no, that's it. Turn the meter on. No, we don't turn the meter on. Okay, bye, and you get out. Never have a problem. Just get out and you say, no, sorry. You know, simple as that. Wow, lots of people in the chat room today. I love it. So great. 34 people, one person talking, Sammy. Yeah, you gotta have boundaries. That's the thing. People here, they don't always, some of them don't learn to say no, which is something you have to be able to say no. You can say it in a nice way, and it doesn't matter. The guy can go, oh yeah, but what about, I'm really sorry, but no, I'm not going to change my mind. And you know, it's the same kind of, it's when you're on the street and some guy's going, give me money. Nah, I'm not going to give you any money, buddy. Now give me money. I said no. I said no. I said no. I said no. After a while, you just go, listen, it's not going to change. It's never going to change. I'm not going to give you a dime. And then, you know, if he doesn't get it after that, oh well, you don't have to say anything. You just walk away. Is having over a little 500K USD investments that I make between 30 and 40,000 per year plenty to live off in my days in Thailand? I'm 53 and single and not looking to get married. Well, if you're not looking to get married, then I would stick to your guns and not get married, because if you're making 30 to 40,000 a year, yes, that's enough. But if you got a wife and then you have a kid, it ain't gonna go as far. And you're 53, so that's a bit different than when I was here and I was, you know, 32. And then I met my wife and I was like 35, and by 36 I had a kid. And, you know, quite a bit different. And I was okay with it. You know, because like I said, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, or today, I don't even remember. I just got sick of it. I just got sick of running around. Hey, what's up? Little kids looking at me. Give me the evil eye. After a while, you get tired of it. You know, you want something else. It's just like some people tell me, oh man, you know, you used to do the Chowderhead videos. Oh, I love those. They were so great. Oh, I wish you would do them again. I'm not going to do them again. I'm not going to do them again. Thank you. Thank you, man. I'm not going to do them again because that was then. It's not now. What do I want? What do I want to do something? It's in the past. I already did it. I look at it like Ricky Gervais. And I don't think I'm nearly as talented as him at all. But I just look at it from the same perspective that he does. He does a series. He does 1 year. Maybe he does 2 or 3 years. It's over. He never goes back. All right, he did it with an idiot abroad. He did 3 years, 2.5 years. But like, what was that one show about where his wife died or something? He was miserable. Really great show. But you know, he does a couple seasons. He does the show. Boom, it's over. That's it. He doesn't go back. That's it. I'm not going back and doing Chowderhead videos. I think about it. And you know, sometimes somebody will come up, but I'm not like calling them Chowderheads and all. If you haven't learned by now, I mean, the internet's been around for what? 30 years? 35 years? If you haven't learned by now, you're never going to learn. It doesn't take much to say no. It doesn't take much to say, I'm not opening my wallet for you. It doesn't take much to go, let me see here. It'd be better if I saved this $100 than I gave it to this girl. Simple as that. Anyway, so there you go. I just found out, I've been looking for microphones. Sammy, you might know about this. And what happened to it? The Rode microphones that there's 2 microphones. They come with two receivers, 1 transmitter. 15,900 baht. Now, it ain't cheap, but okay, you know, it's an investment. However, I saw some guy with it on the other day. It's a DJI microphone, which supposedly is better than the Rode DJI Mic 2, and there's 2 microphones and the transmitter, and 8,900 baht. So it's 7,000 baht. It's almost $200 cheaper. A little bit more than $210 cheaper than the Rode mic. So I'm actually looking at it now. I'm like, all right, well, I can afford that. So that may be in the future. I don't know. I got a lot of things in the future. I just got to stay alive. Anyway, that's about it. That's about all I got. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I don't know what else to say. Not much else to say. I don't know what they do over here at Swenson's. One day it's open, one day it's not. One day it's open, one day it's not. I have no idea. Anyway, I flew one of my drones. Shit, that reminds me. I flew one of my drones about 2 weeks ago. Well, I sold the other drone to Jim, but I have one drone. It's what is it? Mavic Mini 2. I flew it a couple weeks ago, and I'm gonna fly it. Well, I'll fly it down in the south, and I'll fly it in Vietnam. I need to write to Vietnam and get approved so that I can fly it down there legally, which I want to do. And that's kind of fun, but I've been cutting down just because it's a bit more than normal price recently. Hey man, I get it. You know, I mean, there's no shame in watching what you spend your money on, watching what you eat and all that kind of stuff. There's no shame in that. And that's how rich people get rich. They don't want to spend all their money on something. That's why they don't go out and buy a bunch of new cars and spend all their money, and then they go, oh, I don't have any money in the bank. They don't usually do that. Just eating protein yogurt and natto recently to make up for it. Well, here's the thing, Sammy. I just made some kefir the other day. You can look online from Shopee, Lazada, Amazon, wherever, and they have kefir grains. They're these little granules, and what you do is you just get milk. You put the kefir in the milk, the little kefir thing in the milk, in a glass jar. You cover it up, and you let it sit out for 2 days. It starts thickening up, and next thing you know, it's like yogurt. And then you do whatever, you strain it, and you put it in the refrigerator. You can put fruit in it if you want. You can put some honey in it. You can do whatever you want. And it tastes just like yogurt, but it is better for your stomach than yogurt. And, you know, you're making your own, so you can make whatever you have. If you have enough bottles, you can make quite a bit of them. 30,000 is 6% before taxes. And can you consistently earn that amount? I think a minimum of 800,000 to be safe, discounting SS or pension. Listen, 30,000 is 2,500 baht a month. You can live off of that very easily. You can live off of 2,000 pretty easily. You can live off of 1,800 and save $500 if you really want it. So I think the 500 is okay, but I think he needs to think, you know, there are a few things like you're saying, like, you know, you may want to think about a few other things, like getting the startup cost when you get here, how much you're going to spend, which is not much, but, you know, if you got to furnish your apartment, it's going to cost you money. How often do you eat fruit? Every day. I eat fruit every day, pretty much. Unless I go on the keto, then I don't eat it. I eat vegetables, you know, whatever. And this is the thing with money. I know people that they live here and they're living off of $700 a month. And I'm like, man, how are you doing this? Because they don't pay any rent. They don't pay any rent. Out of that $700, they save a little bit, you know, so that they can splurge on something that they need or they want at the end of the year. And, you know, you can do it, but do you really want to? You want to live off of $700 a month in Thailand? Not me. Do you want to live off of $1,000 a month in Thailand? Not me. You want to live off of $1,500? Now, $1,500, you start to go, okay, well, if you don't have any debt, what are you spending it on? Food and rent. And, you know, you got electricity, water, mobile phone. But mobile phone, I mean, my mobile phone is 400 baht a month. It's cheap. What is that, $12 a month? And if you want it, you could use it. You could use it on your tablet. You could, you know, you could. I mean, right now I'm connected on my laptop through my phone. So the salary that you earn, the income that you derive from whatever it is you're doing. I mean, you know, listen, I've lived off a lot here and I've lived off a little. I prefer living off a lot because you have the freedom to do things that you don't have when you're poor. I mean, you know, you want to live off of $10,000 a month, dollars? Yeah, you can do it easy. 20,000, easy. You can do it. You can live just about anywhere off of that. You know. Now, do you want to show people that that's what you earn? You're walking around with a a Piaget on your wrist or something like that. Not the brightest move. You know, you're just showing it off and you just have it because you want it. I mean, I understand I like nice watches, but if you're going to go out somewhere, you don't want to be going out somewhere where people see it and you're showing it and all these people see it and they go, oh, that guy, he's got money. He's got a Piaget and he's dressed in really expensive clothes. And I'd rather be more subtle and, you know, you have a nice watch, but it doesn't have to be fantastic. And that way you're saving the money. I always like having money, not things. I'd prefer to have money over things any day. Because that provides you with a sense of freedom. Anyway, we are at the end. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Good fun. Friday fun. So, what's today? Friday. Yeah, maybe Sunday. I'll be streaming on Sunday. Usually it's Sunday, Tuesday, and Friday, maybe with a Wednesday or Thursday in there, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you for all the donations. Appreciate them. Thank you for the spirited conversation. Sammy, keep at it. Just keep doing what you're doing. And, you know, I say the best way to go about things is just to go, I don't give a fuck. You know, I only give a fuck about myself and about my family. That's it. That's all that's important. Everybody else, you know, what does it matter? I mean, your friends, okay, yeah, it matters a bit. Other than that, you really got nothing else to worry about. You know. And it's taken me a long time to get to that mindset where I just don't care. Because, you know, most of the time, it doesn't matter. It has absolutely no bearing. People think I'm a shitty YouTuber. I don't care. People think I'm a great YouTuber. Okay, that's nice. But, you know, at the end of the day, it ain't paying the bills. You know, I mean, okay, maybe it is. I don't know. But, you know, most of the time, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do and everything's going to be cool. Sammy, you're living a life out there in Japan. Have a good one. I think you got a great life, man, from what I see. But anyway, thank you, and I will talk to you all later. Chok di, leo jerken mai. I'm Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Until next time.